So, welcome to a brand new live stream. If this do not deserve a thumb up, a live stream, another daily live stream here on Wolf of Dubai, make sure to smash that like button until it's getting blue, then you're doing it right. And today we are talking about a topic that seems to pop up more and more into the stock market world, in the world of finance, when we facing the biggest financial crisis ever on this planet. Then obviously it is so severe that we need to ask the government for bailout. And this is what I want to talk about with you guys, to know your opinion about this. Should the government take stakes in companies? Should they bail out companies? Not only big companies, but small companies. How it is, what was the history about it, right? What happened after the government bailed out a couple of companies 2008? Is the tax money evaporated or it's multiplied? That's the question, and we will directly dive into that. Let me know, as always, from where you are watching from. I'm super interested in you guys, from where you're watching from. Let me just switch on my live stream as well so I can follow this here with you guys, and I'm super exciting to make this every single day, as you know, guys. So if you're new here, to subscribe would be not the worst idea. Okay, so and we are all online. So we have QShitube from Seattle, one of our members. If you are wondering what is membership on this channel, this is a huge value to those compared that don't have a membership. You will get access to the Discord channel where we talk with the whole community about stock market and so on. So check it out. It's just a small piece of button that says join below all my videos, below all my live streams, so make sure to check this out. So where you guys are from, we have, let me put this here. So we have Alaska, we have Portugal, we have Mexico, so, and Sweden even. So that's fantastic. Colorado as well. Amazing, guys. Amazing, guys. So yeah, let's dive directly into it. What I want to do with you guys is to show you what is the current situation. So we know, just as of this morning, I made a vlog called Lufthansa is getting a bailout from the German government. It seems that it's about 9 billion euros bailout, a huge one, okay? And there's always the discussion between the government, who want to obviously get as much as saying in the company that they just invested and bailed out, and then we have the corporation guys where they say, you know, we want the money. We find ourselves in an unprecedented situation where we need this money. We are paying taxes, we are having thousands and thousands of jobs that we want to rescue, and therefore give us that money that we are needing, at least short term. However, you know, if there's even another shortage after that, maybe there's some more money, as we can currently see the US government is negotiating, right? So we shall see that. And then obviously we have seen that companies that don't get the money fast enough, you know, gets evaporated basically. So Hertz just announced last night that they are open a Chapter 11. Unfortunately, after 100 years of company history for this big travel company in terms of rental cars, unfortunately, they couldn't secure any more money or couldn't agree with their creditors to be rescued, and you see sometimes the government has this question, should we bail out this company? Which should we bail out? And even though they're printing money, the debt that is being bought by the US government is huge, guys, and that's was never done before. So also this is these are the news and headlines. I made 2 vlogs about that, or live streams about that this morning already. So if you're interested into Lufthansa or Hertz, both are a little bit more extinguished, more elaborated streams on those companies in my breaking news format that I'm having here on this channel. So check this out. So let's have a look into the next one. Here's a picture of the woman in charge in Germany. She just is the same like with Donald Trump, right? He's also in charge, but sometimes he's he's basically in favor to bail out money, bail out companies, but it's always the question which companies are getting bailout. Some people and some corporation will just hear from Trump. No. So it's really hard to say for government heads which companies are getting something, which not, because obviously also the money of the government is limited, and they have the very important task for the whole taxpayer that are paying taxes and are out there and I really want that these funds are getting, to usually build schools, build infrastructure, have security, like military, like police, right? All of these things we need in our life. This is the government for, and now they have to also bail out companies because they just will secure some employment over the next couple of years, and therefore it's important to do this. And my personal opinion, and here you see Trump is saying airlines would be the number 1 for the bailout. So apparently US is currently in discussion with some airlines. Obviously there's huge amount of airlines that need this at least short-term liquidity. Even we don't know how long will it take, right? Look at Warren Buffett. He just basically throw all out his investments into airlines. Though he is one of the biggest long-term holders that I know. Warren Buffett actually, when he buying stock, usually his holding time for stocks is, forever. So I don't know. So that's pretty much the question here for airlines, when they will have kind of normal business. Okay. And basically, don't forget, guys, you can text me here in the chat any questions that you have meanwhile, and I will get from time to time into the chat to see what is your question. So we have also people now from New Jersey, Israel, DRK, our regular, Raphael, our regular, we have Denmark, we have, what else we have? So lots of European people here as well as the UK, as well as the US parties here. So very, very great also to see you guys between, some of the regular talk with each other, which is also fantastic to see. This is one of my most biggest tasks, to just create a huge community. As you know, I want to build the biggest stock investing channel in the whole internet. So make sure to subscribe and ring the bell if you're not done this before or yet. So make sure to do this if you're new here, and thumb up. This helps hugely the live stream to show up to more and more people, and we can be much bigger community altogether. So and learn from each other, right? Even me, I can learn from community, and community can learn from myself. So I think that's a win-win situation for all of us there to make the big dollar, guys. Okay, and if not, then there's still the stimulus check that we can ask for. So let's have a look what else I have prepared here. So as we know now the framework of the whole thing. Now, when governments usually decide to go into companies or sectors or whatever, then they get usually, part of the company, they get board seats, they get maybe, regulations in place that there is maybe a limitation on how much dividend the company can pay out, or how much, or that they cannot give out some, make some stock buybacks, because this was also a big discussions out there that companies for years bought back stock, and now they're in the situation that they need the money, and then they say, hey, we all spend on share buyback, right? The biggest share buyback ever in the last couple of years. So this is currently the argument also by some of the taxpayers. So the government need to be here very tricky to see how to make this very fair. Companies for years. I'm just checking if we are good with sound and video so far. So here I found and prepared a graphic that you see first how much the US government gave to different kind of companies as well as industries, and then you also will see that how much they got back. Okay. So let's go, for example, banks. Banks got $250 billion bailout from the US government. This obviously is the biggest piece of the cake because the banks were the main part of the whole crisis, right? So you see here that this is one of the most important parts here that got funded, and then you also see the government got 109% back. So this was a good deal. Then Fannie and Freddie, this was like the mortgage center piece which was there in the US, and basically they got a $187 billion bailout and paid 78% back. Then we had AIG. This was the company that insured those mortgages, and obviously they got bust as well. They got a $152 billion bailout with a 115% paid back. Then we have autos, which got $80 billion bailout, and this is this is a warning sign out there. 66% got only the amount got back, and 28 billion went into others, and 83% could be paid back. So you see autos like Ford, GM, all of these companies who will be now also in a big crisis. Maybe the government will think, the last time we got barely the half of our money back, so why we should give you, or prioritize you, or airlines need now and hotel businesses need now our first priority, and then all other companies will get something. So this is quite interesting to see. Moreover, this is a vlog that I'm just will post in a couple of minutes after this stream. So this will be about my Virgin Galactic purchase, what I think about the stock, why I think it's the next Tesla. So stay tuned for that. Maybe about half an hour after this stream, this will be on my channel. So make sure to check this out as well. Moreover, this is a quite interesting chart. So the Great Recession by numbers. So you can see here This is 2008, 2009, 2007 crisis, and the housing prices went down by 31.8%. Unemployed was still above 9% in 2010. Then we had 144.5 billion moved from money markets to treasury bond. We had a 182 bailout for AAG. US Treasury later sold the shares for 2.2 billion in profit. So this is great. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guarantee 90% of all mortgages. Then we had 30 billion federal guarantee for deals between Bear Stearns and JP Morgan Chase. Then we had Treasury Department spent 434.6 billion buying bank and car stocks by 2010. Banks paid back 442.6 billion. So you can see, the banking sector was quite interesting, and it was not so bad in the end if you're thinking that most of the money got back or made a profit, So generally, I think now, considering that, the buybacks or the bailouts shouldn't be seen such a bad instrument, right? And then this is also what I found here, the Bailout Tracker, tracking every dollar and every receipt. This is basically showing us here the state of the bailout, banks and other financial fannies. So this is what we discussed, and then you can see how much we got inflow in form of money returned and paid to Treasury as interest, dividends, fees, or repurchase their stock warrants. So you can see here in total we had 116 per billion dollars profit for the US taxpayer for the bailout. So in the end, it was a great move, right? I mean, pretty good profit, considering that the money can be printed and then basically you make this out of thin air. But think about, this is obviously also the buy when blood is on the streets philosophy. When there's a crisis, obviously everything is cheap, and then the government buys at the perfect bottom opportunity, before the company got bust, and obviously then everything goes up. Same as with the Lufthansa, for example. So the Lufthansa stock is valued on the stock market at 3 billion euros, and now they are getting 9 billion euros as a bailout, as a money influx, and moreover, the government gets like 20% of it. This makes the valuation to 45 billion euros. Moreover, that is not considering, they have also assets, right? They have airplanes worth of about 30 billion euros. So you're buying with a 3 billion valuation, a pretty good deal here if you're investing into Lufthansa. I'm still waiting on the sidelines because I'm concentrating now most of my time into growth stocks. So, but you will know here first when I decide to invest in some airlines. So let me have a look what you guys are talking about in the. So there's the the 2002 WRX Dude. I bought Virgin Galactic, so that's quite welcome to the team. Then we have SAP. It's definitely an interesting software company, but for me a little bit too big already. I like the smaller companies that are, like a space rocket can go up. So I'm pretty interesting. Yeah, Raphael is saying something about European stocks, that European stocks don't have much growth. I think also that, for my personal opinion, as you know, I'm more or mostly buying only US stocks, because the growth, the government, everything in the infrastructure, everything is bound together for a very, very nice growth opportunity. US is growing always, and that's why I personally invest mostly in US stocks and market. And therefore, I hope you like this stream. And don't forget, in about 20 minutes or so, I will launch another vlog, my daily vlog about Virgin Galactic and Tesla stocks. So don't miss that out. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you tomorrow as usual, every single day. Thank you.